great concert today.
Thank you.
How did you like the audience?
The audience was great. They had a great time. It was like they was ready, so it was fun. Yeah.
Maybe we can get back to quite the beginnings, because I saw your manager had the jacket with the Get Down logo. When DJ Kool Herc was playing his first legendary parties, you guys were like a few years old in New York.
Yeah.
Could you just tell us, something about the beginnings of hip-hop living in New York?
What's considered the beginning, 1973, I was 3 years old, growing up in New York. So I didn't really quite conceive it until I was like maybe 5, 6 years old. And it was just something that's around the community, in New York City, period. Like, no matter what borough you went to in the summertime, there was always something going on, So for myself, growing up in New York City, before I moved to Long Island, I got to experience the indigenous part of the culture, the block parties, the parties in the park, the cookouts, and, the community centers and things like that. And then, moving to Long Island, then it was the backyard parties, the cookouts, you know what I'm saying? So it was all a wonderful time, it was the golden era, yeah.
And if we are talking about the beginnings of De La Soul, do you still remember your first concerts, first tracks that you did together?
The first show, I definitely remember the first show. I vividly remember the first show we ever played together. Let me just say our first performance. Our first performance was a little talent show in Amityville High School where we performed, but it was corny. It was not good. But we did we did what we knew. And then our very first show as professionals, when we had to put our first record out, we played Stetsasonics album release party at Irving Plaza. We only played one song, which was Plug Tune In. The performance was really good that night, and they asked us to do it again. And it was Jam Master Jay in the crowd, and DMC was in the crowd, Big Daddy Kane was in the crowd. I mean, it was the release party, so it was a lot of rappers we really honored that was out there. We were very nervous, but it was a really good performance, yeah.
This year you had some nice round anniversaries, like De La Soul is Dead turned 25, or Stakes is High turned 20 years old.
Yeah.
Well, did you have a good party about this?
No, we didn't have a party, but we've been sort of, kind of celebrating it. There's been different promoters that's been booking us in regards to those celebrations. So those events, we've been actually celebrating the albums and performing them and just having a great time, really.
We will be playing your new record in 2 weeks. Could you just, tell something about this record that we can, introduce it to our listeners before playing it?
This is our newest studio album in the last 11 years, plus maybe 12. And the album is entitled And the Anonymous Nobody. The record we put together with a bunch of live musicians and a producer that we've been working with for some time by the name of Super Dave West. And we concocted a bunch of jam sessions, and we sampled from that collection of jam sessions, like if we would sample from records, but just from the individual parts of each musician and creating something completely unique and different. The album overall is just about people who selfishly came together just to do something great, especially for the most part, people from our era, who pretty much grew up with us, saying that there isn't nothing out there for them. The hip-hop has really changed, and it's really for the young. And, there's just been some complaints, some good and bad complaints, but for the most part, we made a record, I think, that fulfills all those complaints. And I'm really excited about it. We got Usher on the record. We got 2 Chainz on the record. We have Rock Marciano on the record. We have Jill Scott on the record. We have, Damon Albarn on the record, Little Dragon on the record. Man, it's a good record, It's a good record. David Byrne is on the record. Yeah.
Yeah, this new tune with Little Dragon is amazing, so we really can't wait to listen to the whole thing. Yeah, you always gave really straight opinions about hip-hop and the state of hip-hop. What do you think about the current state of hip-hop music?
The current state of mainstream hip-hop, for the most part, it definitely caters to a younger audience, obviously. The ones who are out there partying from the age of 18 to 25, pretty much. There's a energy and a sound that they all are harnessing and, embracing one another with whatever it is that they're doing, which is definitely their rendition of hip-hop culture. You know, I would honestly say for me, for myself, it's lacking a little bit creativity, but there's an energy and there's a party vibe that's going with the music that I do respect and I understand. But when it comes to making a full body of work, I don't see any of the artists out there focusing on making like complete albums. They're all just dropping songs here and there. And I think that got a lot to do with just the way music is received and conceived nowadays. The attention span is very short. The internet is giving you so much variety, you kind of can't really focus, you know. So I think when it comes to music, everybody has a little ADD right now in hip-hop. You know. But I think as these artists who are making these records, they eventually will grow, especially if they're artists. You're going to know who's still around. You're going to know who isn't around. Everybody is really fresh and new and enjoying themselves, making money. But when the 15 minutes of fame is over and you now have to focus on a career as an artist, then I want to see the next step. The ones I can say I can truly see have made that next step has been artists like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, A$AP Rocky, The Game, Chance the Rapper, he's another one. So I'm liking their growth. I'm liking truly like they taking their artistic value a lot more serious than just making that hit record, you know, which is great.
So my last one, because you talked about new talents, new people in music, but you also worked with legends like Chaka Khan. Do you have any memories of moments with them that you won't forget?
Yeah, I mean, the moment in the studio with Chaka Khan, doing all good, like, let me correct myself. I don't like calling her Chaka no more. I like calling her auntie. You know, that was my moment. It was like chilling with my aunt and making a song, going through her experience of how to create and having a really great time doing it. Another moment was working around the Balloon Mind State album, working with the original JBs, James Brown's crew, Maseo Parker, Pee Wee Ellis, and Fred Wesley. That was a great moment. And also around the same time, working with the old school rappers that was well before me, that was well before making records, which was Grandmaster Caz from the Cold Crush 4, Cheeto from the Fearless Force, LA Sunshine from the Treacherous 3. Working with those guys, that was an amazing moment. Whipple Whip from the Fantastic Romantic. So just to be in the presence of those people was something I can call a milestone in my career. Yeah.
Okay, so I wish you many moments like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's been other moments I truly say that have been great with the journey of being De La Soul, but those three are very memorable because they was in a creative moment, which was really cool.
So thanks a lot, and I hope you will come back to Poland soon.
I plan on it. Definitely coming around with the new album. Also, there's going to still be that third part of the trilogy of Artificial Intelligence. That's coming as well. We'll be touring through. I'll be DJing. So just pay attention to what we're doing. You can always check us out at wearedelasoul.com, and you'll be updated on everything that goes on. Yo, this is DJ Maseo from De La Soul, and you're checking us out on Radio Szczecin.
Cool.
Peace.